One, two, three, four, record. Hello everyone, I am Andre, and this is space where you can to learn how to program using .NET Core, working to IDEA Visual Studio. Okay, so let's back to the works. And the subject for this class room is working to loopings and interaction statements. Okay. So downloads time, let's create our project. So click in the file. Oops, I got in the wrong screen, so sorry. So file, new project, good. And let's work into console template, okay? So that's my Visual Studio loading, console application, option, the name for the project is example or better working to looping. Okay, next the version is 3.1. Clicking create and waiting the Visual Studio creating every structure that you need. Okay, so the real context for exemplify the use for the loopings and repetitive execution, imagine that you have some block of code of lines that you implement, and for any reason you need repeat this, implement this code. So the most simple option is copy and paste this code or rewriting every lines again. You can to make it easy. If you need a repeat for 2 or 3 times, okay, you can to copy the things. But if you need repeat it for a long times, for example, 10 and 100 times, so it's a turn more hard to make it easy. Okay, so for example, let's change this 9 line, the text from hello world, and insert in the .NET Core. Okay, so imagine that I need to writing this for 2 times on the screen. My alternative is copy this, paste. Okay, I have this for 2 times. But imagine that I need to implement this for 100 and 200 or 2000 times. I need a lot of copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's so boring to working. Okay, so think this in the every situation where is need is necessary that you need to repeat the things. Exist 3 forms to working to implement the repetitive interactions or loopings. Okay, so today we are see one forms to implementing this. In the next video we are saw the other 2 forms to implement. So the form to implement these repetitive tasks is for. Okay, the for is the structure. The for having your syntax on 3 parts. The first part is declare variable. The second part is role, the form that you take a decision to implement this this looping, sorry. And the last option is how I will interact. That's my looping. Okay, so let's understand this. In the first example, I would you like writing .NET Core on the screen for 10 times. Okay, so let's hide in the Solution Explorer for a while, and the focus is in this, basically in this main method, the task for writing 10 times .NET Core on the screen. But for the beginning, for writing once time, I need using this code console.writeLine, and my text double quotes inside in my double quotes. Okay, so .NET Core. Okay, and semicolon to complete my block of code. Good. So let's start in this executing code. So you can to click on the play a green signal, or you can using the F5. I'm looking for debug console. The text is writing .NET Core. Okay, so I need writing this for 10 times. Let's implementing now. So I using the for, and the for have the three options. So this is basically structured, okay? And the first part for the for syntax is declare a variable. So I using the integer variable. The common is in the I variable, but you can't using other name, okay? So I declare my variable of control, and I determine the value for this variable. In the variable, I determine it for this context like 1. So, okay, I have my variable, your value is set it like 1. The second option, each option is separated by semicolon, right? Good. So the second part is define my role. How I define that my looping is working. And my role is I need to do my looping executing until my variable have the while the value is less than or equal than, okay? So in the first time the execution of my looping, my variable value 1, and the second 2, and third 3, until the integer my variable receive the then value, and executed the 10th time, but on the next execution, when my I variable received the 11th value, he's broken my role, and finally this block and completely the looping, okay, and falling for the next line. Good. So first time declare the variable, second time declare my role. In the third option, I declare how I will interact to my looping, and I would like to add values for my integer, more 1 value by line by execution for looping, okay? So again, my I value start to 1 and pass for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm using this double plus I plus plus tell for the compile the working to interaction in more 1 for my value, okay? And inside for my keys, I inserted the code that I would like repeat. So .NET Core is this that you need repeat. Okay, so let's executing the things. F5, waiting the execution and looking for my screen. That's it. .NET Core repeated for 10 times. So it's very important and useful loopings, okay? Working to looping, the for help us for this. But if I need implementing the same code, but I would like it write it 100 times. I don't need to change my structure. The unique thing that I need to redefine is my role. In my role, I change for 100. It's very simple. So execute it again, F5, and look it for my console debug 100 times. I'm writing in .NET Core on the screen. Look at this. I don't account, but you can't believe me that .NET Core writes it 100 times. Okay, good. So this is basically is a form to working to loopings using for declaration structure. Very simple, right? So let's see other forms, other examples to work in these. Um, let's erase the line. Thinking, I need um, creating, implementing the calculation and multiplication tables, right? So on my timetables, I would like to see the timetable for a tree, for example, the tree number. So let's implementing this. So I have my variable for looping, my variable control of flow started for 1, and I would like the interaction working into 10 value. So I keep in this structure, okay? But I created now a new variable x, and x define how is the time I would like calculation. So for example, I would like calculation the time for 3. Good. So, and in the block that I need to repeat the things, sorry, I created a variable to get the result. I call for R, or I can use in the result. Okay, result is better name. So my result is my value of time, and I implemented the calculation of time, my interaction variable control. Okay, good. Now I only need writing the things on the screen. So using the console write, and I using this dollar option for writing the things. I concatenated text together variables. Okay, so let's make it is my my timetable have the my x variable time, my control flow variable equals, and my result. That's it. And I hope that a calculation is implemented. Okay, so let's test this now. So F5 to request the execution, waiting. Let's verify the answer. Looking for the debug console screen, and okay, our timetable is calculated. 3 times 1 3, 3 times 2 6, 3 times 3 9, 3 times 4 12, and so the 1 and 2 the 3 times 10 13. So the calculation implemented in write mode, and we have our timetable for 3 number. Good. So it's a good example to use this. Okay, if I don't have the looping, I need to implement this calculation for each value from 1 until 10. So the looping helping us for this. Nice. So I would like calculation the my timetable from the 1 value until 10 value. Or B, I need the timetable for every numbers, the 1 until 10. So let's implementing this now, okay? So I need other structure, repeat row. My value is, I don't know, we can't use in the x1 until x less equals 10 in x interacting. Okay, so For each value from my timetable, I need calculation this for the damn values. So I have this instrument. I have the one looping inside for the other looping. Okay, so the first time that my x vary, my first looping have the value 1, I repeat this more internal looping for 10 times and my x value is 1. When my second looping complete the execution the 10 times, the code back for my main looping in my x receive the value 2. And for the 2, my internal looping executing again, and when complete back and my x receive the value 3, and repeating again until my x variable receive the 10 value. Okay, so let's work in this working. So my x received the value 1, my integer received the value 1, and my calculation for result is my x value time my I value. And my result is implementing this. Okay, when I complete the calculation for a number of my timetable, I usually like left one space. So I implementing a new line, inserted the line with a broken row. And for insert the broken row, I using this slash and n. Okay, very nice. So with the two loopings, I could be implementing completely my timetable. So let's text this. Execute again, F5, and verify if the thing's working right in for us. So, cool. That's available to every detail. So my time is from times table for 1 value. Okay. Times for 2, 3. Inside 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 5, 45. So everything's okay. The results working. And I don't need writing every line because looking for each timetable, I have 10 lines and I executing this for 10 values different. So I have 100 line and I don't need writing this explicit the 100 lines because I'm using the resource for looping and interaction statements. So this helping us for making these good things, right? So for completing this subject, imagine that I need executing the code for my timetable from 1 until 100. So look, if I need writing this in the hand, I have a lot, 100 times 10 and 1,000. Yes, this account 1,000 lines. So the code, I don't need to implement more this because the calculation is implemented for us. So the time for 94 times is result. And the things are working very well for us. Thank you, looping, because you resisted, because you helped our life, okay? So I hope that you can to understand, like the looping working using the for structure. And for completing the structure is, I need a variable to initialize the things. I need a role, and I need to define the form to interaction with the things, okay? So to complete it, let's see how I can to change these forms because you are using the standard form, okay? So let's test a different form to interaction, my looping. Now, let's test this. Good, so I changed my code, I removed the implementation for the times table, and I'm using only one looping, and I changed my variable for flow control to starting to two, and my role is defined. I would like implementing the looping until my x variable uh, have the value 15. Okay, so I change for incrementing, don't working for add one to my value, but I would like add a two to my value. So what I need, my intention in this looping is writing for me every the pairs values from 2 until 50. Okay, so let's executing. Ta-da! Look in this, I have the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 until 15. That's my looping in pairs. Okay, very nice. So for today is it. Please share with friends if you have something that would you like to learning how to starting from the beginning, how to programming using .NET Core. So this is the basically, but in the future we are working to other things. And give you a like, and I gonna. So bye bye people. I gonna.